How's it going, ScrubGamers? Welcome back to another video here at ScrubGames, and today we have another episode of Previously DBS, and this one is a double feature because I did miss the last one last week due to being on holiday, so this one is including all the information from last week and this week for one big episode. So before we get into it, 'cause it's going to cover all the rest of the spoilers from the first set of the Zenkai series, set 18. And you want to say shout out to Deck Planet for being the best and only deck builder in the game, being a great interface, improving all the features, adding new features for us, so like you can import lists, untap the test out, or even print off the list, so you don't have to write out all the tedious names just before an event. Then we have the shout out to Dukes Gaming for sponsoring the Webcam Locals for the past few weeks, giving us some pricing for it. So if you have any TCG needs, head over to Dukes Gaming in the description below, go to their website and check it out. And lastly, before we go into the video as well, feel free to like, comment and subscribe on the video. It helps me greatly, as much appreciated as well. We currently still have a giveaway that ends once August finishes, so if you want to check that out, go and check it out. And also you can help me get to my goal of 1,000 subscribers by subscribing if you're not, because it keeps you updated with my videos as when they drop, and even by clicking the alert notification bell you get alerts to when they do drop as well. And as well as that, just like we've got a giveaway currently going on, every 100 subscribers I get, I do another giveaway. So, and once we get to 500, I'll detail what my big plan is for what I'm going to do if I get to 1,000. So if you can help out, please, that would be great. And let's get into the video. So, with the spoilers, Zenkai series, we've currently got all of the rest revealed now, because today we'll the last ones being the winner TPs, so we have everything. So start off with the Yellow Piccolo deck. So this is the one based on the movie, so if you haven't seen the movie you should go and check it out. It's a great movie. Like, some people don't like the animation style, but it is still a great movie nonetheless. And this lead is based on the Piccolo from that. It isn't going to like too much of the new stuff to not spoil the movie, so which is quite nice. But then we have Piccolo, so he's a yellow lead and then becomes yellow Piccolo facing your foes, and he's a Piccolo SH. He's got the SH tag like most of the movies do have recently, well, starting with the Broly movie at least. And his effect is on the front side. He's got an auto, discard one free card from your hand as the cost. When his card attacks, look up to 5 cards from the top of your deck, add up to 1 yellow card among them to your hand, then shuffle your deck. So not as strong as the previous yellow Piccolo we got, where that one forced you to lose a card from your hand like this by putting it underneath your lead, and at least it gained it back and made you plus by drawing a card and then look at top 5, where this is just discard a card, but it gives you the effect to look at the top 5 cards at any yellow card among them. It could be yellow, a multicolor with a card that has yellow in it, could be a yellow extra card, yellow unison, yellow battle card, you name it. No cost restrictions, no type restrictions, just one yellow card, which is pretty nice. And the discard effect is a good thing because it triggers with some of the archetype where you discard it, get the play and stuff by paying the cost. And its awaken is when your life is at 4 or less, or you have a mono yellow Sun Gohan mono yellow Sun Gohan SHC battle card in play. You do the untap 1, draw 1, and then take your life down to 6 to flip over. And then your Piccolo facing new foes. So this does seem like it's a little bit too balanced, because he's got 2 autos. First one being auto once per turn when it's your turn. When you play a yellow battle card, when you get a card from your drop or a Z battle card, you draw 1. So you get a draw, because the effect you got it's like when it attacks you draw 1 and then discard 1 card from your hand. So so you do get, if you play a yellow battle card, well, a yellow card from your drop, and that's card as well, so it counts for unison. Or you play a Z battle card, you get a draw 1, so you get guaranteed drawing there. That doesn't you have to lose anything for. And the other also is just draw and then discard from your hand to trigger some of the effects. And then you got activate battle, where once per turn you can discard 1 card from your hand. Then you can use up to 1 yellow battle card with 5k combo power from your drop in a combo with its skills to get for the turn. And this card gains 1k power for that battle. So that's so you got discard a card, which means you can discard. The good thing I can think about with the discarding is you can discard some extra cards to allow you to have riposte. That's a good thing. But outside of that, you just like you do have to pay energy for some of these cards that to play or get effects off when you discard them. But it seems alright. It seems quite interesting. I know I'll be trying it out because I do like Piccolo and I am a fan of yellow. Then the unison for this archetype is Pan, facing your foes with a permanent where if you have a Sun Gohan SH card in play, you in rest mode, your opponent can't attack this card, so that's pretty nice to give a bit of protection like a Deadly Thunder for it. And it's got an auto where by paying 1 yellow, if your leader card is a Piccolo SH card, when this card is discarded from your hand, you play this card from your drop area in rest mode with a marker on it. So that's the way to play it for cheap. So you can only play it with one marker because it is a 2 specific class unison, but then both of its marker skills are +2, so that's not too bad. And its +2 skills to both activate mains. The first one is draw 1 card and discard a card from your hand. So you're not plussing anything, you're just plussing markers, not really plussing in your hand. But you can trigger things by discarding it or put stuff in your drop that you want. And then we got activate main, choose up to 1 Sun Gohan SH card in your battle area in rest mode, and it gains 10k power for the battle until the start of your next main phase. So that's quite nice. You can basically just, because you can have if you want a Gohan SH card in play in your battle area to protect, in rest mode to protect it so your opponent can't attack this card, and give it an extra 10k power to make sure it's hard to get run over, is something that can help make it harder to do that. So that's that, and then we got the Gohan cards from this set. So we have Gohan Paternal Love being the 1-drop 4k, SS Sun Gohan Guardian of Earth, the 4-drop 19k, and SS Gohan Flash of Brilliance. This is when he goes into his ultimate form. So the 1-drop is a barrier with an auto that's limit 1, where if your leader is a Piccolo SH card, so it only works with a specific leader. When it's played from your hand, choose 1, and the options are draw a card or add a Pan growing up fast from your deck to your hand and shuffle your deck. We'll see what that card is in a bit. But so it's either a cantrip, only for this lead if you play for a hand, or a searcher for a Pan card, a certain Pan card. Not too bad, and it's a barrier Gohan, so it can stay on the board for like some of these, for like the 8 drops EX Evolve, which is decent. And yeah, could be a Pan for a Gohan for the Pan as well. So you can attack this, give it 10k, so it's at least a 14k line off 15k, but that's not too bad. Just have this to protect your unison. And then the SS Sun Gohan Guardian Earth is a blocker with 2 autos. First one being limit 1, Spirit Boost 1, and for 1 yellow. So a lot of requirement. Well, only be able to use it once. Got a Spirit Boost marker and pay 1 energy. If your leader card is yellow, when this card is discarded from your hand, play this card from your drop area. Then you get to choose one of your opponent's battle cards and switch it to rest mode. So that's not too bad. So if you get to turn 2, you can always just discard, use your leader effect to discard the Pan Unison, play the Pan Unison paying 1, then use the Pan Unisons to draw 1, discard 1, and play this out because I have 2 markers, I have 3 markers there, and take a marker off, play this card, resting, switch to rest mode. And the other auto is once per turn when you activate this card's blocker skill, you get to switch this card to active mode. That's not too bad. So you get a block technically twice of this as long as you survive this first attack. And then we got Sun Gohan, Flash of Brilliance being the big boss of the deck. So it's got Deflect, Dual Attack, EX Evolve, Limit 1 for 1 yellow and 2 of not to any other colour. Yellow, it's Sun Gohan SH, it could be a Z Battle card or one of these other ones here. There's got 2 permanents. First one being if it's removed from the battle area, it's removed from the game, so almost like it's got the ultimate tag. And then the other permanent is you can activate this card's EX Evolve skill from your drop. So this is a benefit of the discarding, because you can discard this from the drop and then have it and play it from your drop instead of your hand. So you've technically got using your drop area as a second hand. And it's got 2 very strong autos. The first one is if you have 4 or more energy and a Pan SH card, a yellow Pan SH card in play. So it could be, and it says card as well, so it could be Unison, it could be Battle card. When this card is played, it gains double strike and barrier for the turn. So if you bring this out, if you bring this card out and you have the Pan Unison out, this card comes straight in with double strike barrier, being it's technically a double strike barrier 30k dual attacker, which is pretty strong. And the other auto is if you have a yellow Unison in play, which hopefully you've got the Pan to trigger the first auto. When this card attacks, you choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, negate its skills for the turn and KO it. And that's really good because you're getting some removal for things, but they have to be in rest mode. But you're also negating the skills, anything that'll be triggered by, like if it's removed from play, blah blah blah, stuff like that. That gets turned off with this. So a very strong card. It is costly, but we'll see as well as something that there is a card that reduces the skill cost of the EX Evolve. Then we have the other two pans and the Gohan Z Battle card. So we got Pan Inherited Bloodline, which is a free cost 10k, Pan Grown Up Fast, which is when you can search for that 1-drop Gohan, being a 1-drop 4k, and then the Z Battle card, Son Gohan Facing New Foes, being the Z Battle card is 15k for 2 energy and 1 Z energy. So Pan Inherited Bloodline, this is a deflect unique dual attacker with a permanence similar to the Gohan, where if it's removed from the battler, it's removed from the game. And then 2 autos. So the first one is auto for 1 yellow. If your leader card is yellow and your opponent has 2 or more energy, when you place this card from your Z energy in your drop area, pay the Z energy cost of a mono yellow Z battle card with energy cost of 2 or more. Play this card from your drop, then choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, ignore barrier, and KO it. So a nice bit of removal there, and you play 15k as well, which is pretty cool. And it's ever auto, which makes it so it can still pressure awakened leaders. Is when this card attacks, use up to one mono yellow card with 50k with 5k combo power from your drop in a combo with its skills needed for the battle, meaning at both swings, and it's not once per turn at auto, so it means both swings at 15k, also helping you charge the energy quite quickly again. So that's quite cool, and just being able to send that off to pay for the energy, then bring it out to pop something in rest mode and barrier is very nice. And then we've got Pan Grown Up Fast, so this is unique barrier. Also, when this card is played, draw once, cantrip, and activate main. If your leader card is a yellow Piccolo SH card and you have a yellow Son Gohan Z Battle card in play this card from your hand in rest mode. So just in case you can't get one of the many other pans, either the Unison or this Pan Inherited Bloodline on board, for the 8 drop to get the barrier plus double strike, you can at least get this way, having just bring out these Z Battle cards so you can evolve cheaper, and then playing this out, and then playing the EX evolving from the drop with the 8 drop. And this Z Battle card is deflect dual attack, so you can get attack in before going into the 8 drop. And this is how you pay the skill cost for EX evolve on the 8 drop cheaper, because it's permanent. It's reduced the EX evolve skill cost of a yellow Son Gohan SH card in your hand, or drop by 2. So it becomes a 1 cost to a EX evolve, which is nice. So this is normally going to be a 4 of with that 8 drop as well in your Z deck. And then the auto is if your leader is a yellow Piccolo card. When this card played, choose one of your opponent's battle cards and switch to rest mode. So that puts one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, ready for the 8 drop to just swing in and pop it, while also negating its skills, which is quite nice. And being 15k means you can still pressure with 1 attack before EX evolving into the 8 drop. And then we got some of the other superhero cards for the yellow come with the yellow Piccolo, being the same saga, not technically for the yellow Piccolo. So we got Trunks Grown Up Fast, Goten Grown Up Fast, and a skillless 1-drop Bulma. Now the Trunks is the super combo for the set, for it being a 4 or less life, draw 1 card, yellow super combo. And Goten Grown Up Fast is one of the old combo the play cards you used to get. So at the end of the battle, when this card is using a combo from your hand, play this card from your drop area in rest mode. And if you do that on your turn with the Piccolo lead, you get the draw because of its effect, as long as you're awakened. But you've got other ways to trigger that draw in different effects. And then we have some of the Piccolo and the extra card that came with this archetype. So we've got Piccolo, Heart of the Teacher, Piccolo, Namekian Pride, and then For the Sake of Family. So the 1-drop Piccolo is a searcher, because when this card is played, you look up to 5 cards from the top of your deck, add up to 1 Earthling or Namekian card, both yellow and with an energy cost of 4 or less, or 1 yellow Unison with a specified cost of 2 among them to your hand and shuffle your deck. And then after that, you've got an activate main / battle, where if your leader card is a Piccolo SH card and you switch this card to rest mode, you draw 1 card and then discard 1 card. So that's a good way to trigger some of your cards that trigger from discarding. And you can do that almost at any point as well, not once per turn, well, if you can restand it otherwise. And then you've got Piccolo and Namekian Pride. This is like a Deadly Defender, where it's unique barrier to 2 cost 15k. While this card is in rest mode, your opponent's battle card can't attack your leader, that's the permanent. So that's going to be a nice, quite nice for the every yellow Piccolo deck as well. And it's just for any leader as well. It's not limited to a certain colour, it's just when this card is in rest mode, your opponent can't attack your leader. And it's got an auto where you discard 1 card from your hand as the cost. When this card is KO'd, play this card from your drop area in rest mode with its skills to get for the turn. So you can, if they go and kill this, you can bring it back out, but it comes in without skills, so no permanent. And then we have For the Sake of Family, Activate main, look up to 5 cards from the top of your deck, add up to 1 yellow Saiyan or yellow Mecha card among them to your hand and shuffle your deck. Now it's not a great card, it's just basically you've got battle cards that do this almost the same thing, that even though they've got a cost restriction, but then most of the time the cost restriction is still fine. It's such from mostly what you want. So not a great extra card, but still it's not too bad. And then we have the yellow Bardock's crew stuff. So Bardock getting the yellow stuff, and there is an errata on the lead because we'll go over it when we get out to it. So he has his front, back, and also a Z leader too. So on the front side he's Bardock's crew. So he's not just Bardock, he's Bardock's crew because he's even in the character Bardock's crew. And he's got an auto once per turn when it's your turn. When you play a Bardock's crew card, you draw 1. That's not too bad. So just playing stuff to draw 1, and there's even, I think there's a cantrip in there as well for the Bardock's crew. And his Awaken is, it has been errated as well, so it's when your life is at 4 or less, or there are 4 or more Bardock's crew cards with different card names in your energy, Z energy, battle area, and or drop. You may draw 1 card, switch it to 1 of your energy active mode, and the errata on this is you add cards from your life to your hand and to your 6 life left. So they had it the wrong way around when they originally printed it, because it reads cards from your hand to your life. People thinking that you could heal up, go to one life and then heal back up to 6. That would be nuts, but it's just one of Bandai's standard and typical like printing errors where they just don't QA the cards to check that it's correct. So it is supposed to be life to hand, not hand to life. And then when you do flip over, you are now Bardock Inherited Will, so you're now a Bardock card. You're not a Bardock's crew, you're a Bardock's card, but you have the special trait of Bardock's crew still. And now you have you still have the auto, but now it's not just your turn, it's just any time when you play a Bardock's crew card, draw 1 card, and that's relevant because you've got some Bardock's crew that can play in your opponent's turn, so you can get a draw on either player's turn, which is quite nice. And then it's got an auto when it attacks. You use it to 1 Bardock's crew, yellow Bardock's crew card with 5k combo power, and you drop in a combo with skills negative for the turn to help easily just swing in, charge it to the energy. And an activate main where once per turn you could choose 1 Bardock's crew card in your battle area, switch it to rest mode as the cost, and then you choose it to 1 of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode and KO it. So a nice free KOing on your opponent of your opponent's stuff by just resting your stuff, and some of the cards you've got will then re-stand if they're switched by that effect. And then the Z leader for Bardock's crew being a 20k with a cost of 1 yellow, being at 3 or less life, on top of yellow Bardock, and sending 3 Z energy from your Z energy to your drop. That's how you play it out from your Z deck. And it's a double strike as well, so it's a base double strike, which is nice. And it now has an auto once per turn when you combo with a Bardock's crew, and when you combo with a Bardock's crew, you draw 1 card. So that's pretty cool. So now you don't have to, you can just have to combo, and it's just either player's turn as well. And then you have two activate skills now, an activate main and activate battle. The activate main is once per turn. Choose up to one of your Bardock's crew cards, switch to rest mode, and now you get to choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, negate their skills for the turn and KO them. So that's a big upgrade now, because now you do the same thing, choose 1 of your Bardock's crew cards, switch to rest mode to trigger it, but now you get to choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode. Now, so you upgrade from 1 to 2, and also now you get to negate their skills before KOing them, so it stops any things that trigger when they're removed. Then we have activate battle once per turn if it's your turn, so this is only during your turn. For each Bardock's crew card with different character names in your Z energy, this card gets 3k power for the battle, so that's quite nice because you can charge Z energy quite quickly, and yellow does have some strong Z battle cards as well. Then you have the Bardock cards for the Bardock's crew. So you've got Bardock crew leader being the 1 drop, Great 8 Bardock same potential being the 4 drop, and then we have the big boss card Bardock Inherited Might being the 8 drop. So the 1 drop Bardock's crew, I think all the 1 drops have the same kind of permanent, where if your leader is a Bardock's crew card, and there are 4 more Bardock's crew cards with different card names in your Z energy, battle area, and or drop, this card gets 6k power to make it a 10k. Now this Bardock is the Searcher, because when it's played, you look at the top 5 cards of your deck, add it to 1 yellow Bardock's crew card with energy cost of 4 or less, or 1 yellow unison with a special cost of 2, among to your hand and shuffle your deck. So just a Searcher, so you get a draw on a search if you play this, with the lead on either side really. And then Great Bardock, same potential, is the Deflect, 20k, with an auto and activate main. The auto is for 1 if you have 3 or more yellow energy. When this card is played, you play up to 2 yellow Great Ape card Bardock's crew cards with different character names and energy cost of 3 from your deck with the skills to get for the turn and shuffle your deck. So you get to play For one, when you play this, I think for 2 energy in total, you get the payout 3 yellow Bardock's apes. Basically 2 with the skills negated, and this one just went to flex, so you can't stop it. And the activate main is how you play it cheaper by limit 1, meaning you can only activate it once a turn across all copies of the card by paying 1 yellow energy. And if your leader is a Bardock's crew card, and there are 4 more Bardock's crew cards with different card names from your Z energy, Z energy, battle area, and or drop, you get to play this card from your hand, draw a card, and then place 1 card from your hand at the bottom of your deck. So you don't gain it, well, you gain from the leader by drawing for it, but you get the filter a card from your hand by drawing 1 and putting something to the bottom of the deck. And then the 8 drop can either be a very aggressive card or it can be a very defensive card, because it's a 8 drop 25k, 1 cost 10k combo. He's also got Deflect, Blocker, and Revenge. So he's got Deflect, meaning he's not going to be stopped from coming down. And he's got Blocker and Revenge, so if you do use it defensively, you can just take out a few battle cards by blocking with it. And it's got its Auto, where when this card is played from your hand, place up to 4 non-Bardock Bardock's crew cards with different character names from your drop on the discard, and you can't play battle cards for the turn. So if you drop this, you can't play anything else for the turn, which is normally going to be your last play for the turn. And then it comes out for 3, not 8, because of activate main by paying 3. If there are 4 more Bardock's crew cards with different character names in your energy, Z energy, battle area, and or drop, you play this card from your hand. So you play it cheap, and you get to play this out. So you get to play this out for 3, and hopefully send 4 different card names. Have 4 different card names in your drop, so you can put them underneath that aren't Bardock to give it 4 underneath it. And that's relevant for the activate battle, where if your leader is a Bardock's crew card, your opponent has 3 or more energy, and you use 1 card from under discarding the combo, switch the card to active mode. So you can technically get 5 attacks out of this, which is pretty sick. So for 3 energy, you can get 5 attacks, where 4 of them are 30k, charging your Z energy, and the last one is 25. So that's pretty nice. Or get 5 blocks out of it, whichever one you want to go with. Then we have the other members of the team. So we got the guys from the Bardock's crew. So we got the Tora. So they're all feelings bequeathed, and we got Tora, Sagesh, and Borgos. So Borgos and Tora are the counter skills, while Sagesh is just a cantrip. You have the same permanent, where if you have 4 more Bardock's crew cards between your Z energy, battle area, and drop, they become 10ks. And Tora is just negate the attack of player's cards, it's a counter attack, negate and play. Then it has a Auto, where if your leader card is a Bardock's crew card and you discard 1 card from your hand, when this card is played, your opponent can't attack with non-leader cards for the turn unless they choose one of their cards in active mode, switching to rest mode each time. So almost like a riposte, but it hits anything that's not leader. So if you negate the leader attack, they then got rest length for every attack they do. And also you got to discard 1 card from it. So unlike Meki, which just comes in and triggers, Tora has to discard a card. And then we've got Borgos, the counterplay card, but you just play itself. And it's also, as when it's played, you choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost of 7 or less, and switch to rest mode, so you can use that offensively or defensively, depending on what you do. So either play it offensively to rest a blocker, or defensively to defend against something that's being played, but it's only 7 or less. So that's the same issue with Charismatic, where if your opponent's dropping 8 drop boss monsters, like a lot of things are doing, or dropping something with barrier, then this isn't going to do anything really. But at least it's the Tora and Wargs are cards that can be played on your opponent's turn to get the draw when you're awakened. Then we have the 8 forms, so they're now all same potentials, and we got Tora, Sagesh, and Borgos again. So Tora they all have the same, well, they all have like nice permanents as well. So we'll go with Tora Tora's the only one with unique and blocker, and his permanent is when this guy's in rest mode, your opponent can't attack your leader card with battle cards. So a nice little Dirt Defender on a blocker. And it's got 2 autos, first one being limit 1 for 1 energy if your leader's Bardock's crew card and its back's facing up. At the end of battle, where this card was using the combo from your hand, play this card from your drop, so you get to play a nice blocker out after comboing with it. And then his ever auto is once per turn, if it's your turn, when this card is switched to rest mode by one of your skills, switch to active mode. And I think, yeah, all these apes have one, so they all have the same auto where if it's your turn and you switch to rest mode by one of your skills, you restand it once per turn. So that's relevant for the leader's effect to rest one of your cards to pop one of your opponent's rest mode cards. And then we got Sagesh and Borgos. So Sagesh is a double striker if you got 3 more energy, while Borgos is a dual attacker when you got 3 more energy. and they both have the same activate main, they play themselves for cheap. By limit 1, I think it's exactly the same as the Bardock, where for 1 yellow energy, if your leader has a yellow Bardock card, and there's 4 more Bardocks grew between your energies, the energy, battle area, and drop, you play this card from your hand, and they both allow you to switch one of your opponent's battle cards to rest mode. No, so we have Sugeshi's part of it, is play it from your hand and choose it to one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode and KO it, while Borgos is choose it to one of your opponent's battle cards and switch it to rest mode. So you play one at a time, Borgos the rest of it, and Sugeshi to KO it. Then we have Fascia, the other member of the Paradox crew. So Fascia's 1-drop is a searcher because it's got the same permanent and it's got a activate main limit 1. If your leader is a yellow Paradox crew card and you discard this card from your hand, you look at the top 5 cards of your deck. That's 1 yellow Paradox crew card with entry cost of 4 or less, or 1 yellow unison with a specified cost of 2 amongst your hand and shuffle your deck. So unlike the Bardock, this is the discard from your hand to trigger the search, where Bardock needs to be played to do it. And then Fascia's Ape is just a standard skillless 30k free drop. And then we got Gene for the sake of family. It's a 2 specified cost yellow unison with first auto, is when this card is played, you choose it to 1 yellow Bardock's crew card with entry cost of 1 in your hand and switch to rest mode. And then so you get to play a 1-drop from your hand, switch to rest, and then you get the auto where if it's your turn, when a battle card is switched to rest mode by one of your skills, you draw 1 card. So you get to play the 1-drop out, rest it, that triggers the first auto for +1, and then every turn after that you can play out your 4-drop, your apes, switch to rest mode with your awakened leader, and then get a draw and +1 from unison. And its activate main is -3. Play it to 1 yellow Bardock card with entry cost of 4 or less from your hand. So that's going to either be the ape or the old war cry if you want to run that in here, because that's also a Bardock's crew. And in the last bit of the Bardock's crew is the Gone but Not Forgotten, one of the extra cards, and Saiyan's Willpower. So Gone but Not Forgotten is like what we've got for some of the archetypes recently, like we've been getting slowly, is a card that gives double strike, like as archetype specific. So its permanent is if you have 4 more non-Bardock Bardock's crew cards with different character names in your energy. So it's got to be in your energy, which is a sad thing. Then you reduce the energy cost of discarding your hand by 1, making it a 1 cost. And then its activate battles limit 1. You choose 1 of 2 effects. But if your leader is a Bardock's crew card, you can get both effects instead. So you can either give your leader 15k power for the battle, or give your leader double strike for the battle. But if your leader is a Bardock card, you get both 15k double strike. So it's like a stronger Champa, specifically for the Bardock deck. And we got Saiyan's Willpower. This is a counter attack where you negate attack. And additionally, if the attacking card is a Frieza clan, because it's Bardock, he went against Frieza, you place one of your battle cards in the zone drop area, and if you do, you draw 1 card. So you can then sack off a battle card to draw a card if the attacking card's a Frieza clan. A little bit of a niche there. Then we have the yellow starter support and the other Z card for yellow. So I don't know if you've been watching this, you know that every color had 2 cards in the set for their starter deck. So red, blue, and green have them as well as yellow, and yellow's ones are Bulma Searching for Adventure and a Great Ape Son Goku Instincts Unleashed. So the Bulma is a 1-drop 1k with a permanent where if your leader is a yellow Z leader with Son Goku in its character name, this card gets 14k power, making it 15k. And it's got 2 autos. First one being a cantrip, play it, draw 1. And the other one is once per turn, you discard 1 card from your hand. When this card is switched to rest mode with one of your skills, you draw 1 card and switch this card to active mode. So there he is, that's quite nice. And it's a Never Bulma skill. It's Never Bulma for the lead to just play it or search for it. And the Great Ape Son Goku is Saiyan Instincts Unleashed. It's a double strike blocker, and its evolve is limit 1 for 2 yellow and 1. You get to draw 1 card and play it on top of it. Son Goku Childhood. And if you remember from the starter deck stuff, there's one that reduces the cost. Well, I don't think we've seen it yet. We might have seen it, but it reduces the cost of the evolve skills and Son Goku Childhood stuff by 2, being 1 yellow and 1 non-yellow. And then it's got 2 autos. First one is when this card is played, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode and KO it. So some removal. And the other one is auto limit 1 if your leader is a yellow Son Goku Childhood card or a yellow Z leader. When this card is removed from your battle area by opponent's skill, you play up to 1 yellow Son Goku Childhood card with an energy cost of 4 or less that doesn't have Great Ape from your drop. So if you play this over a Son Goku Childhood that's not Great Ape, then you can play the one, if this is removed, you can play the one that was underneath it back using that skill. And then the last Z battle card for yellow is SSB Son Goku Evolved Defender. So this one is a 2 Z energy, 3 specified yellow cost. So you got to pay 3 yellow energy and then send 2 cards from your Z energy to your drop to play this from your Z deck. It has Deflect and Barrier, 2 skills that should never be on the same card, but it makes sense that some of these Z battle cards have Deflect because when they're removed from the game, so they're just gone for good. And it has 2 very good autos. First one is similar to the 4-drop Sin that you've seen so many times, is when this card is played, choose up to one of your opponent's leader, unison, or battle cards in rest mode. It can't attack until the end of your opponent's next turn. So shutting your opponent off of attacking with the leader is very strong, and now any yellow deck gets it, not just Sin, which is absurd. And the other one is also, if this card is in rest mode, when your opponent plays a card, you may place one of your Z energy in its owner's drop area. If you do, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards or unisons, switch to the rest mode, and negate the skill for the turn. So that's just on playing any card as well. So it's just have it in rest mode because you're going to attack with it, have it in rest mode, have the barrier, have it protected, and just simply, when your opponent plays something, you can sack off a Z energy to rest one of their battle cards or unisons, which is just insane, especially with this yellow trunks, it already having the trunks and the poutine and stuff. It's just absurd. And yeah, you don't like, if you don't send the Z energy off, you don't have to do it. But once you do it, then it's negated for the turn. And then we have the black reveals. So we've got Shroom and Salsa now. So the Shroom and Salsa get another new leader, and this time they go from their normal forms to their furry forms, and they even have a Z battle card, Z leader with it as well. So Shroom and Salsa, from the front side, their auto is send the top 2 cards of your deck to your warp. When this card attacks, look up to 5 cards from the top of your deck, add up to 1 black Demon Realm, Race, or black Demon God card among them to your hand and shuffle your deck. So warp 2 from your deck to such a top 5 for a Demon Realm, Race, or Demon God. It's not too bad, it's pretty standard. And its awaken is when your life's at 4 or less, or there are 6 or more black cards in your warp, so after swing at least 3 times, you can send you may send 1 card from your hand to your warp, draw 2, switch when you're into active mode, and then add cards from your life until you have 6 life left. So essentially you warp 1, draw 2, untap 1, and then take your life down to 6. So you're just still technically getting the tap 1, draw, untap 1, draw 1, but you just get an extra warp because this is what the whole thing, I mean, black goes around is warping. And then now you're a Demon God, Shroom, and Salsa, Deadly Geniuses, or Deadly Genius. And now you're 15k. You still have an auto, you now have an active battle, and you have a permanent. And the permanent is if you would place a card from your combo or in your drop, remove from the game instead. This makes it so this deck has needs to be very careful on how it sequences comboing, because if you combo too much and you can't put it anywhere else than your Z energy, then it's going to be removed from the game. It's not going to just go to warp, it's going to be removed from game, so you don't have access to it anymore, which is gonna be difficult. So if your opponent is playing against this and they know how to combo properly against this, they can make it so you lose cards forever by comboing. But at least the good thing about this is you can at least, if you combo with 1 card, you at least go into Z energy. But if you combo more and you don't have any other way to play it or to put it somewhere else, then it's going to be removed from the game. And now it's also is send 1 Demon Realm, Race, or Demon God card from your hand to your warp. When this card attacks, draw 2. That's pretty nice. Warp a card from your hand, draw 2, and send it to warp. Means you can still play it and make use of it in this deck. And it's got an activate battle once per turn. If this card is in a battle, use up to 1 Demon Realm, Race, Demon God card, both mono black and without super combo from your warp in a combo. So that's nice. You can get once per turn, either player's turn. You can, and if this card is in battle, if this card's being attacked or attacking, you can get a free 10k or 5k combo, which is pretty nice. I say 10k because there will be some that will be 10k that are Demon Realm, Race, or Demon God in this deck. And then for the Z leader is a 20k and requires you to pay 1 energy, be it 2 or less life, and send 3 cards from your Z energy to your drop to play on top of a Shroom Salsa leader. So it can work with this one or the other one, as long as your leader is on its backside as well. And now you have 2 activate main. You no longer have the auto to swing and draw, but you are double strike base, so double strike 20k base. And now the activate main is once per turn. You place one of your Z energy in its owner's drop area. You may look at the bottom of card on your deck and play it if it's a Shroom or Salsa card with Servant, and an energy cost of 3 or less, and place it at the bottom of the deck if you don't. So yeah, if you look at the bottom, if it's not, then you just leave it there. If it's a Shroom or Salsa, you can play it, or just leave it at the bottom of your deck. And that's relevant because this deck has a few bits of Servant in this, which is nice. So making use of that in black that we only really saw before in, I think, in a few colours, but not too many. Just didn't get that much relevance from set 11. And then we got the activate battle, where now once per turn, if this guy's in battle, you can use up to 2 Demon Realm Race or Demon God cards, both mono black and with that super combo from your warp in a combo. So you can potentially get up to 10 to 20k combo from this. And now because you're on your Zia leader, you don't have to permanent anymore to have anything go potentially to remove in game. So you can combo with both 2 and not have to worry about too much. And so here we have the Demon God Shroom, and there's the Shroom cards and the Unison. So the Unison is Demon God Poutine, Demon God Gravy, Treacherous Intel. So it's a free specified cost black for 20k, and power black 2, so it carries on 2 markers if it replaces a Unison that's black. And it's got an auto where if this guy has 4 more markers on it, when this card is played, your opponent sends 1 card from the hand to the warp. Bit of hand control in black. And then it's got 2 marker skills, a +1 and a -3. First one is a +1, activate battle. Use up to 1 black battle card in your combo area. Choose up to 1 black battle card in your combo area. It gets 5k combo for the battle. So that's handy once per turn. Either player's turn to have that, as long as this card is in combat, of course, or at least defensively. And it's -3 is activate main. Choose all your opponent's battle cards and send them to their owner's warps. So that's a big board wipe. Doesn't go for barrier, but still, not every deck is playing a board full of barrier cards, and be able to warp your opponent's entire board is still very strong. And then we have Demon God Shroom, Dark King's Vanguard, and Demon God Shroom, Demonic Invitation. So the 2-drop is kind of like a draw, like you have a little bit of draw power. It's got a permanent where if your leader is a black Demon Realm Mace card and there are 2 more cards in your warp, so after just 1 swing you can achieve that. You reduce its energy cost by 1, so being a 1-drop, 10k. And its auto is limit 1 when this card attacks. You draw 1 card, then send up to 2 cards from the top of your deck to your warp, so it can help you awaken faster if you want to. And then the 3-drop has Servant, so it means it's technically a 20k, it just means it doesn't restand at the start in your charge step. And it's got an auto, limit 1 when this card attacks. You may send the top card of your deck to your warp, then choose up to 1. You may send the top card of your deck to your warp, then choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards, which costs a 4 or less, and send to his owner's warp. So you warp the top card of your deck to warp one of your opponent's 4 cost less battle cards. And it's not going to come down for free because of activate battle, where for 1 black, if there are 1 or more Salsa cards in your combo area and you send 1 card other than this card from your hand to your warp, play this card from your hand or warp. So you're normally going to warp this off like some other skills, and then play this from your warp by warping a card from your hand, which is quite nice. This is how you play it out for cheaper. And then we have the Salsa cards. It's also got 1 extra card because it had a super combo. So you got Demon God Salsa, Dark King's Vanguard, Dark Combination, and then Stormclad. So the 1-drop is like a nice little searcher where when this card is played, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, add to 1 Demon Realm Race or Demon God card among them to your hand, then shuffle your deck, and additionally, if your leader is a black Demon Realm Race card, you can send up to 2 cards from the top of your deck to your warp, so helping to facilitate awakening quickly. And its several also is limit 1 when this card is using the combo from your warp, it gets extra 1k combo for the battle, so making it a 6k to kind of get that little edge of out comboing things. So if you go 20 instead of comboing 2 5ks to get over that, you just combo this from your warp, and then there you go. Yeah, combo it with one combo rather than 2. And then we got Demon God Salsa Dark Combination. This is the black super combo, just 4 or less life when you use the combo draw 1. And then we got Demon God Salsa Stormclad. So this also has Servant, so it's 20k base technically, just doesn't restand in your charge phase. And its also is limit 1 when this card is played. You may send the top card of your deck to your warp, and your opponent sends 1 card from their hand to the warp. So a bit of hand control in the Salsa stuff. So you warp 1 from your deck to make them warp 1 from their hand. And in the same kind of way to play it from activate main activate battle as the Shroom. And now we have the cards that help facilitate Servant to make use of it rather than just leave it there by having Overlord, and that is 2 Mecha Kiburas. And we also had a Mecha Kibura in a previous set that had Overlord as well, so you've got 3 technically ones of those. So we've got the 3 drop and the 1 drop, so we've got Dark King Mecha Kibura, Imminent Annihilation, and Final Battle at hand. So you've got the 3 drop being a 15k with Overlord that you can use once per turn. It's got an auto of limit 1 when this card attacks. Use up to 1 Demon Realm Race or Demon God card, both mono black, and with a super combo from your warp in a combo. Meaning it goes base 20 when it attacks. Once you can do that. I'll charge your Z energy. And then you got activate main. For 1 black, if your leader is a black Demon Realm Race card, and there are 6 or more cards in your warp, which help facilitate your awaken anyway, you play this card from your hand. So you can play it for 1 and have it there for Overlord to just make use of Servant by letting them play in them. Let them swing and then sacking them off to go bottom of your deck to draw and keep a healthy hand size. And then you got the 1 drop, which his auto is when this card is played, you draw 1 card, and additionally if your leader card is a Demon Realm Race card, send the 2 cards from the top of your deck to your warp. So a lot of cards are doing the whole send 2 cards from your top of your deck to your warp to help facilitate awakening faster, which is quite nice. And it's got an activate main where for 3, being 1 black at least, if your leader card is a black Demon Realm Race card, you may look at the bottom card of your deck and you may play it if it's a Demon God card with Servant, and if you don't, place it at the bottom of your deck. So basically, for 3 energy, you can play a Demon God card with Servant from your bottom of your deck, and that's relevant because it's 8 drop right next to it. So this is what I mean when I say with the lead effect combo 1 or 2 cards from your warp, you can go up between 5 to 10 on your Awaken side, and on your Z leader you go up to potentially 20k because of this card. Because this card is a Demon Realm Race with a 1 cost 10k that you can combo for free using those leaders effects, and it's a Demon God Shroom and Demon God Salsa Unending Nightmare. So it's a double strike with Servant, so it's technically a 35k double striker because Servant gives it a 10k boost, but just means it can't untap during your charge phase. And it's got a permanent where when this card is placed in your drop area from your battle area or combo area, place this at the bottom of your deck in his owner's place it at the bottom of his owner's deck instead. So that's quite nice. So if you would combo this and never Z battle card, you can charge the ever Z battle card, and this card, instead of going get removed from game, will go to the bottom of your deck instead. So you can use that as a way to combo 2 cards on your leader's Awaken side without losing them by being removed from game. And by going to the bottom of the deck as well, it means it's they're available to play Overlord off with this 1 drop, then to draw a card, then replay it back from the bottom of your deck again as well, to get 2 big 35k Servant swings, which are very, very nice. Even as an auto, when this card is played, your opponent chooses 1 card in their hand and one of the battle cards ignoring barrier, and sends it as warp, so you get barrier removal and making them warp a card from the hand to make it so it's harder to deal with. And you can play this out originally by using its activate battle, where limit 1 for 2 black. If you have 3 or more energy and there are 2 or more black battle cards in your combo area, play this card from your warp. So you play it from the warp, not even from your hand, so you're not losing anything from your hand, you're just playing it from your warp. So you just pay 2, play it from your warp, so you still haven't lost any of your resources. You then make your opponent lose a resource or 2 by 1 from the hand and from their battle area, and then get swing fit as a 35k double strike, and then bottom deck it with Overlord to draw a card then. Very, very nice. And then we have some of the extra ever black cards. So we got 2 skills in King Vegeta and SS Bardock, one being a 2 cost 20k, and the other one being a 3 cost 30k. Also having no combo power like Bandai have been putting on some black cards, but they have put combo power on everyone's. So just skilllesses that don't get, well, at least the Bardock doesn't get a big benefit from being in Dark Broly. And then we got Supreme Card Time, Final Battle at hand. So this is a 1 drop cantrip. When it's played from your hand, you draw 1. But it also has a permanent where if you're less than 4 or less, you have a game blocker. Now we got something like this similar before in one of the Kai ones that go with Toki Toki and stuff like that. This is never one it goes with Toki Toki. But unlike the Ever one has no combo power, but this one does. And the Ever one can be just draws a card when it's played from anywhere. Where this one has to play from your hand to get the draw, and be at 4 life to get blocker, where the Ever one doesn't. So depends if you want combo power or just to have it live at any point. Then we have another 2 black cards, being Black Shroom and Salsa support. Well, not Black Shroom and Salsa support really, just a generic black overarm, a generic overarm that's good for Dark Broly, and Black's only Z battle card. So Dark Broly Heartless Berserker is a free 30k overwhelm 6 overwhelm and a 6 cost, and it's got an auto when this card is played, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards sent to the zone as warp. So similar to the one of the Dark Brolys, the purple one that warps a card in play, warps one of your opponent's battle cards in play. But now, instead of being free like it used to be, it now costs 1 energy, where this is for free by overwhelming 6. And it also has activate main, so you can still play it out by paying 2. If your leader is black, play this card for new warp. So it gets, you can overwhelm it, go at the end of the turn, then bring it back next turn by paying 2, which is pretty cool. And then you've got Demon God Demigra Begrudging Ally, which is a 2 cost 15k Z battle card that requires free Z energy to play. It's got a unique permanent asset, says it gets 2k power for each card in your Z energy, so if you charge a lot of Z energy, it can be quite beefy. And then also, where once per turn, if it's your turn, when you activate Overwhelm or Dark Overwhelm, or you play a black battle card from your warp, you draw 1 card, then choose it to one of your opponent's battle cards, but energy costs a 6 or less, and sent to a zone of warp. So it's quite nice to be able to just play this and use a free Overwhelm or Dark Overwhelm, or just play a black battle card from your warp to just draw, gain extra card, and warp one of your opponent's battle cards. And you can make it to 25k if you get at least 5 Z battle cards in your Z energy, so you have 8 to make it fully 25k after playing it. Not too bad, but it's really what black has, because black didn't really only got this as a Z battle card, apart from Shuna Salsa Z leader. And then we have the extra cards for black, so the last bit of black reveals. And we have Reaper's Cunning, Genius's Craft, and Begrudging Allies. So Reaper's Cunning and Genius Craft are just 1 cost active mains. Reaper's Cunning is choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost greater than the current energy, since there is warp. And additionally, if your leader is a Demon God card, send up to 1 battle card from your opponent's drop to the warp. So it goes well with the old Shroom Salsa lead. And Genius's Craft is choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost less than or equal to their current energy, and set to zone's warp. And then additionally, if your leader is a Demon God card, draw a card. So 1 drop. So an extra card that is a nice bit of removal, and then replace your card if you're a Demon God card leader. And then we got Begrudging Allies, which is a new counterplay for black, where if the battle card being played has an energy cost of 3 or less, you get sent to a zone's warp. And additionally, if your leader is black, you send it to 1 battle card from your opponent's drop to the warp. So nice bit of drop removal, and also similar to Black Kamehameha being a 3 or less warp, which is quite nice, which is quite good. And you don't pay it for 2, you pay it for 4. You pay it for 1 if your life is 4 or less. You get to reduce the energy cost of this card by 1. And this is not restricted to any deck really, unless you want the full effect of being the warp from drop as well. If you just want to use the normal effect of being a counterplay to stop something from 3 or less coming in and warp it, you can play any deck, and when you get 4 or less life, it's a 1 cost. But if you want the full effect to get the warp from drop as well, you have to be a black leader. So that is it for the black reveals. And now we have some of the Ever starter deck support. So Banner didn't reveal properly or officially the Ever cards that were in the starter decks. We just got the leader and their Z leader or Z card. So for red, we got red Pan deck. It gets a free specified cost Unison in Sun Gohan the Awakened, Pan Wisher of the Miracles, and then SS4 Son Goku Senses Returned. So the Gohan is just a free cost specified cost 15k Unison with blocker, and what it says at the end of each turn. Switch to active mode, and it's got 2 marker skills, +1 and +/-0. The auto is when you use a mono red battle card in a combo, draw 1 card. Additionally, if a battle card with 20k power or more is in your battle area, this card gains double strength for the turn. So a nice bit of draw power from that, and some pressure. And with it being Pan, you're normally going to have 20k power battle cards in your battle area anyway. And then we've got Activate Main from +/-0. Choose it to one of your opponent's battle cards and give it -15k for the turn. That's alright. The plus ones going to be used a bit more than that. And then we got Pan Wisher of Miracles, free cost 15k. But this is good because when you play it in Pan, it's going to give it 5k boost to draw 1. And then it's got an auto where at the end of a battle where this card was played, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and it gets -10k power for the turn. And then we get an activate battle where limit 1 for 1 red if your leader card is a Pan card, and there are 1 or more cards in your combo area, draw 1 card and play this card from your hand. So a nice bit of sprucing up both this Pan lead, the new Pan lead, and the old Pan lead. And then we've got SS4 Son Goku Senses Returned. This is a deflect, 4 cost 15k, where when this card attacks, you choose one mono red card with a 5k combo power from your drop in a combo with a skills negate for the battle. So that's not once per turn, so you can attack twice with it, as we're going to see. So that's really nice. Help charges the energy to awaken as quick as possible if you want to unpan. And then we have the activate main limit 1 by bursting 2 and paying 1 red. If your leader card is a pan card and you have 2 more energy, play this card from your hand. So once you hit turn 2, you can drop this. And his activate battle is how you can swing twice with it. Is limit 1, 1 red. If this card is in a battle, you draw 1 card and switch this card to active mode, and it gets 5k power for the turn, making it so with pan you can get this to be 25 for heartfelt play if you want to run that. So those are the red ones. Then we have the blue ones. So the blue, we have it has the SSB Vegeta Commit to Victory Unison, SS2 Trunks Hopeful Strike being a 2 cost 10k battle card, and the 1 drop battle card SSB Son Goku Hope for Future, which is 4k. So Vegeta, it's only got 2 marker skills and they're both ±0. The first one is an auto, where if your leader is a Trunks future card, you place 1 card from your hand on the bottom of your deck. At the start of your opponent's main phase, you may add 1 card from your hand to your life, and if you do, add 1 card from your life to your hand. So that's nice. It triggers with most of the things where in your opponent's turn, it triggers in your opponent's turn, so you get that effect while using your normal activate main in your turn, and allows you to trigger cards in life because you get to add the card from your hand to your life first, and then take a card from your life to trigger that effect. So you can put something in that you want in there that you know and take something else to see that triggers. Just add something else to your hand, or you can put something in and take it straight back out to trigger its effect if you want to. Then we have the activate main, where you choose one of your opponent's battle cards and she costs a 4 or less. Place it at the bottom of his owner's deck. So you get the bottom deck 4 cost or less for free, which is nice. Then you have Trunks, which can help play the using straight from deck. It's a 2 cost 10k with deflect, and also where if you don't have a unison in play, when this card is played, you can play up to 1 SSB Vegeta Committed to Victory from your deck with a marker on it, then shuffle your deck. So you can play it with 1 marker, and while it won't really gain any markers, and it won't give you access to God Ceiling because it's only got 1 marker, you still have it there ready to trigger for the leader and the whole mechanic in this. And this also has an activate battle where once per turn for 1 blue, this card is in a battle and 1 or more mono blue cards are in your combo area. You get the draw card. This card gains 15k power for the turn and double strike for the battle. So you get to make it a nice draw card and make it a nice 25k double strike for that battle, which is cool. And then the Goku has a permanent where during your opponent's turn, which is relevant for the Vegeta's auto marker skill, is if your energy is mono blue and you would reveal this card from your life, and that's your hand, you play it instead. And when you play it, first auto is play it to 1. And then you got Never auto, which is by paying 1 blue. If your leader is a Trunks future card and it's your opponent's turn, when this card is used in a combo, you may add 1 of your energy to your hand, and if you do, add 1 card from your hand to your energy. So you get to, there are some cards for this kind of like whole Trunks future thing where they can go into your energy, but at a certain point, after like a turn or 2 or something, they drop off, and this is a way to ramp and then keep that ramp for the game by bouncing it back to hand, playing something new, so it's no longer there to lose it. Then we have the green stuff being the SS3 Gogeta Carefree Combat Unison, Goten Execution Confusion, which is a card that was referenced on the Piccolo Z Battle card you can get in the pack for when you buy stars, and SS3 Gotenks Ultimate Rookie. So you got the Unison is in power 5, 2 specified cost for 15. Is also is once per turn when you activate a Union skill, add a marker to this card. So unlike the other one with the Vegeta one, where you draw a card when you use Union, this one gives you a marker when you use Union. And then we've got Activate Main as the first marker skill, which is place 1 card from your hand at the bottom of your deck, then reveal a card with Union Fusion from your hand. Then you get to add 1 battle card each from your deck and or drop to your hand, each with a character name that matches the Union skill conditions of the reveal card with entry cost between 3 and 7. Then shuffle your deck if you look through it. And then we've got Activate. You got -6 Activate Main. Your opponent discards 2 cards from your hand. The -6 isn't too bad. It's basically ribbed around for free for just minusing 6, and you can always get quite a few markers on this because it's got Empower green 5. And then we've got Gotenks Fusion Confusion, Deflect Barrier. Once again, skills that should be on the same card. Union Fusion for limit 1, green Goten and green Trunks U, so it's a free way to use it, but only once per turn. and it's got an activate main where if your leader is green and has Gotenks in its character name, meaning it works with the Z leader, and you place this card in its owner's drop area, you get to add a Goten, a Goten and a Trunks Youth card, both green, from your drop to your hand. Then choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards when she costs a 3 or less, and KO it. So you get a nice bit of removal and the cards back, mainly the trigger Union on your lead, the auto on your lead and your Unison as well. And then the big boss from the starter deck for this one is SS3 Gotenks Ultimate Rookie, with being a 30k 8 drop, so it's out of the way, unlike the Grim Reaper from Charismatic. It's got Union Fusion for 4 if you have 4 more energy, and you draw 2 cards. It requires a green Goten and a green Trunks Youth. And it's got permanent where if your leader is a Z leader or you have a Z battle card in play, you reduce the skill cost of this card's Union skill by 1. So make it still has to be 4 more energy to do it, but you make it cost 1 less. And his auto is when this card, if your leader is green and has Gotenks in his character name, meaning it works with a Z leader. When this card is played, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, ignore and barrier, KO it, play 2 Ghost Tokens for 15k power, also that's in active mode, and your opponent discards 1 card from hand. So essentially you get 4 attacks out of playing this, pop something through barrier, make your opponent discard 1, so that's not too bad for 3 energy, while also replacing the 2 materials you discarded for it too. Then we have the yellow stuff, so the last starter deck one, and this is the Bulma Stuart of Adventure Unison. Then we got the Goku battle card and the Yamcha battle card. So the Bulma is a 1 specific cost 1k you can search off the lead. As a permanent where if your leader is a yellow Son Goku childhood card, yellow non-Great Ape Son Goku childhood cards in your battle area get 5k power, which means this one on the screen and also the one from set 3 both become 15ks. And it's got 2 marker skills. First one, activate main for +2. If your leader is a yellow Z leader or a yellow Great Ape Son Goku childhood card, you get to play up to 1 yellow non-Great Ape Son Goku childhood card with energy cost of 3 or less from your hand. So you get to free play out those ones from the set 3, which is quite nice. A bit of removal there and a blocker and attack that restands. And it's got this -1 auto when your opponent attacks, which is card to active mode, and it gains blocker for the turn. So that's quite cool. And then we have Son Goku to Lands Unknown, being a unique barrier dual attacker. So a lot of the yellow stuff has barrier, like standard. Well, for the stuff that they want to support and not the stuff they don't really want to support. So its permanent is if your opponent has 2 more energy, you reduce the skill cost of evolved skills on yellow Son Goku childhood cards in your hand by 1 yellow 1 energy if their card names don't match the names of cards in your battle area, which is this one I was referring to earlier. That can reduce the cost of Son Goku childhood cards. And then we got activate main, limit 1 for 1 yellow, switch one of your battle cards or unisons, both yellow and with Bulma in its card name, to rest mode. You play this card from your hand. So essentially rest your unison, to pay 1 to play this out. And it's a dual attacker barrier card that becomes 15k if you got this unison board with its permanent. Then we have Yamcha, Dastardly Bandit. So this is a barrier. When this card is played, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, add it to 1 Son Goku childhood card or Bulma card, both yellow or 1 yellow unison with a specified cost of 1 among them to your hand. Then shuffle your deck, so nice little searcher for most of your stuff. And then it's also limit 1 if your leader is a yellow Z leader or yellow Son Goku childhood card as the requirement. When this card is switched to rest mode, 1 of your leader skills, which is card to active mode. Then choose one of your yellow Son Goku childhood cards in rest mode that hasn't attacked this turn, switch it to active mode, and if you do, draw 1 card. So it all goes together with like cards you can rest to then gain effects of the lead, and then restand and do stuff, which is quite nice. And now we go on to the multicolor cards. So first up we have the 3 strongest ones out of the 6 we got. So we got the world champion, the card concept by the world champion Andrew Duvall, being Hirudegan, Accursed Destroyer. Then we have SS4 Gogeta and Double Might, the strongest character in the card game and the actual anime. And then we have Android 18 Measureless Strength, being a nice multicolor Android card. So we go for Hirudegan. This one's a very hyped one and a very strong card as well, designed by the world champion himself. So it's 8 cost 30k with Deflect unique. All what color cards have energy exhaustion, not going to cover that. It's got 3 skills. The first one is an auto, where when this card attacks, you choose one of 2 effects. You either make your opponent place 1 card from the hand on top of the deck, or if your leader card is a blue Hirudegan, is a blue Phantom Demon card, which is currently Hirudegan, there's 2 different leaders for that. You play up to 1 blue or green Hirudegan card with an energy cost of 6, 7, or 9 from your hand. So either make your opponent top deck a card from their hand to make it so they've got less options, or free play out a big Hirudegan card, which is quite cool. Then you got the activate main, where once per turn, choose one of your battle cards and KO it. Add the top card of your deck to your energy in rest mode, so you get a nice bit of ramping with this. So it's got a nice bit of the blue side of it, ramping as well. Well, top decking and ramping. Just pop any battle card, so you can pop itself or a different battle card to ramp. And it's got an activate battle where you're going to play it cheaper by paying 2 blue and 1 of any other colour. If there are 2 or more blue and or green cards in your battle area or combo area, place this card from your hand. Well, play this card from your hand. So that's quite simple and easy to play, which is really nice. And if you've got at least one of those cards in your battle area, then you can use one of those to KO to ramp, essentially, which is very nice. But it is unique, so you can't get more than 1 copy on the board, but normally 1 is always more than enough. Then we have SS4 Gogeta and Double Might. This is a very strong one that supports Red Saiyan leads and also the Anniversary Box Bardock deck as well. So it's got Deflect, Double Strike, it's a 30k battle card, 8 cost, and it's a free 1 cost 10k combo in that Anniversary Bardock as well. So it's got an auto, where when this card is played, your opponent sends 1 card from their hand to the warp, then you get to choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards and minus 30k power for the turn. Now this is really strong, because you're not only you're playing this out and then ripping a card from the hands, meaning that you're playing losing a card from your hand to play this, but then you're ripping a card out your opponent's hand, and then minusing 2 things by 30k. It doesn't get through barrier, which everyone would be insanely strong, but at least is the strongest way to remove things because it gets even through indestructible. And the way you're playing this is by activate main, limit 1, so you can only play 1 a turn, by paying 3 energy. If your leader card is a red or black Saiyan card, and there are 3 or more red or black Saiyan cards in your energy and or battle area as the requirement, you play this card from your hand, and up to 1 of your leaders gets 5k power until the start of your next main phase. You get a 5k boost for not only that turn, but also your next turn as well, until your next turn comes around. So a 5k boost defensively and offensively is incredibly strong. So another good card that Red's constantly getting, and a nice one for black as well. And then we've got Android 18 Measureless Strength. This is a really nice one for those blue androids because it's a 5 cost 25k and it has 3 very strong effects. It's critical with a rival blue-green by paying 1 blue, 1 green, and 1 of any colour. It's a free cost to play this out. And it's got a permanent where if your leader card is a blue android card, you get the energy exhaust skill in all areas. So that works for all the blue androids. So it's really nice support for Android 18, Android 16, Android 17, and Android 21. And then it's got another auto. And it's got another effect in its auto where when this card is played, you choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards, up to 1 card in your opponent's hand, and place it at the bottom of his decks in any order. So you get the bottom deck 2 cards, 1 from hand, 1 from board. And then it's got another strong effect in its activate main, which is limit 1, where you discard this card from your hand, look up to 5 cards from the top of your deck, and up to 1 blue android card with energy cost of 5 or less among them to your hand, then shuffle your deck. So it's a searcher. It bottom decks 2 cards from hand and board, while also being a critical 25k you can arrive with for free energy, and is a check land as well. So that's a very, very strong card for blue androids. Very strong. I'll be picking some of those up from Android 18 deck. And then we have the ever free multicolour cards, which aren't as strong as the ones just shown. So we have Son Goku Power Untold, Bardock Saiyan Warrior, and Cooler Calculating Warrior. So Goku is a 4 cost 20k that you can rival in for red green for 1 yet from green energy. Then it also has Alliance, where if your leader card is green, so it only works with a green leader, this card gains power equal to the total power of the battle card switched to rest mode by this skill for the battle. And if an Earthling card was switched to rest mode by this skill, this card gains critical and double strike for the battle. So you can make this a huge double strike crit swing using Alliance and gaining a lot of power as well. That's very, very strong as long as you rest an Earthling. Then you got Bardock Saiyan Warrior being a free cost 20k. It has critical and a permanent where if you have 2 or more Bardock's crew cards in play, you reduce the energy cost in this card in your hand by 1, so it becomes a 2 cost. And then it's also when this card is played from your hand, you draw a card and choose 1 of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode and bottom deck it. So that's nice for 2 energy. You get to play as long as you've got 2 other Bardock's crew in play. You get a 20k critical attacker that draws 1 and bottom decks a battle card. That's in rest mode. Very, very nice. And then we've got Cooler Calculating Warrior, 3 cost 15k, with a permanent where if you have a red or blue Freezer Clan card in play, negate this card's energy source in all areas. So nice check, a nice, potentially stronger check land for red blue for Freezer Clan decks than the old Freezer. It's also got auto where we're paying 1 red or 1 blue. When your opponent places a card from the deck in the drop area, you play this card from your hand. And then we got an auto when it attacks. You choose one of your opponent's battle cards and minus it by 15k power for the turn. So very good. So not too bad, not the strongest, but still quite good. And that is it for the multicolour cards. Now we head to see some of the other cards. So let's start with the SPRs. So we got the last five SPRs we're waiting for. So here we go. We got Pan Inherited Bloodline. This is one of the SRs for the Piccolo deck. Nice SPR. The SPR looks really nice. And as you can see, the art is from the movie as well, so not the normal drawn stuff. And then we have the next one we have is the Gohan, the big 8-drop Gohan from the Piccolo deck. Yeah, nice SPR, a lot better, but still the art style is more from the movie than it is from the like normal stuff we get. It's looped, so we have to correct that. So we have the next one being Barlock Inherited Might. So the Barlock's crew deck gets once a yellow, gets 3 SPRs, and this is quite a nice one. I do prefer the normal SR to the SPR on this one. And then Android 18, as we saw from the trailer, gets an SPR, which looks not too bad. The art's not, they're both nice arts. SPR is a little bit nicer, just by a little bit. And then the other one that gets an SPR is no black SPR, well technically no mono black SPR, but the SS4 Gogeta, so all 4 Gogeta cards, or all 3 Gogeta cards in this set get a SPR treatment, which makes sense because it's the strongest character, one of the most hyped characters for the game, and the art looks incredibly nice. The SPR is going to be probably a chase card, but the good thing about having SPRs with SRs is that it makes them cheaper. For people who just want the SR, because you have 2 prints of them, the SPR and SR, and a lot of people go for the SPR, leaving the SR a little bit cheaper. Then we have the tournament pack promos. So we have a few of them, including 2 reprint ones as well that they've been doing recently. So we get one for launch, and we get SS Son Goten Hyperspeed Rush, and an SS2 Son Gohan Interested Will, so we get support for launch, red in general, and then one for the blue Gohan from the Bojack saga. So launch personality shift, a 1 cost 1k with barrier, where auto limit 1 if your leader is a red launch card and all your energy is mono red. When you play a battle card from your life, play up to one of your leaders gets 5k power for the turn. So this is quite nice if you want to play the mono red launch deck with the archetype that was given to it in the set. That's a nice little option for it, and having a 1-drop barrier means you can play it on board and it's going to be hard to remove. And then we have activate main once per turn if your leader is a red launch card. Add up to one card from your life to your hand, then place 1 card from your hand in your life. So that means with launch, where you can flip over your life to see what it is to do the whole flippity floppity of launch, you can then see what's in your life, and if there's anything you want to grab from there, this is a great card to just go, okay, I'm going to grab that and put something else I want in my life in there, and even set up for mono red launch as well. Then we have SS Goten Hyperspeed Rush, being a 3 cost 15k with double strike, cantrip as well when you play it with his auto, draw 1. And then activate main by limit 1 for 1 red. If your leader is a mono red Saiyan card and you have 3 or more energy, you get play this card from your hand, so you play it for 1 off that effect. So you can, for 1 energy, if your leader is a mono red Saiyan, you can play it for 1 15k double striker and then draws you a card. And then it has an activate main where once per turn by paying another red. This card gains 5k power for the turn, and choose it to one of your opponent's battle cards, and it gains minus 20k power for the turn. So a very nice card, and that's going to be a great card for the cube as well. Because even if you pay it for 3 energy, that's still very strong. And we have SS2 Gohan Interested Will, so some more support for the skillless blue Gohan deck. So it's a 5 cost 20k. 2 activate mains, both limit 1. First one is 2 energy, being 1 blue and 1 of any colour. If your leader is a blue Son Gohan charter card, just the cost there. You may play 1 skillless battle card with energy cost 2 from your energy. If you do, play this card from your hand and add the top card of your deck to your energy. So that's a good way to trigger your lead. So awaken anyway on turn 2. And then you have an activate main at limit 1, return one of your skillless battle cards with energy cost of 2 to its owner's hand. Choose it to one of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost greater than or equal to their current energy and place it at the bottom of the deck. So you get the bottom deck some stuff with this as well. So that's quite nice. It's a really nice card. Very, very strong one. And it's not unique as well, so you can play it turn over turn over turn very nicely. And then we have some more in blue. So blue gets quite a few in this one. So you have Bubbles, Hide and Seeker, which is a nice consistency beast for the Otherworld Goku deck. Then you have Grand Kai, Intentional Draw, a nice bit of removal for him as well. And we have Gamma 1, Power Unleashed, a nice bit of support for Gamma. Like something that they probably didn't need, but they're getting anyway. So Bubbles, Hide and Seeker is a nice bit of consistency piece because it's activate main. It's a limit 1 if your leader is a blue Otherworld Budokai card. And you discard this card from your hand, you look at the top 5 cards of your deck, and it's a 1 blue Otherworld Budokai card with energy cost of 3 or less among them to your hand, then shuffle your deck. So this is nice to try and help you turn 1 if you don't draw into the North Kai, to find it to help get those halos in drop. And it's also got another way to help get the halos in drop with activate main. For 1, send this card from your drop to your warp, place this card, place up to 1 angel halo from your deck in your drop area. So if you use this and can't find the North Kai, you can at least still send 1 angel halo from your deck, and it's again in your warp for your leader's awakened side to combo with, which is nice. Then we got Grand Kai Intentional Draw. 2 cost 10k, auto 1 blue. If your leader is a mono blue card, and if your leader is mono blue and you discard this card from your hand, when one of your battle cards is KO'd by an opponent's attack, choose it to one of your opponent's attacking card under the attacking battle cards and place it on the top of his owner's deck. So it's nice for the get around things without using counter stuff. For guys that have dual attack, that go into your leaders, and yeah, it still doesn't affect the SS4 Gogeta because the rules update. It means it's still not affected by anything, which is still incredibly strong and how it should have been. So then we have Gamma 1 Power Unleashed. It's a 1-drop 4k, unique. Also, when this card when this card is played from your hand, you draw 1 card. Very nice. So there's a nice little cantrip for Gamma, and then you got activate main as a nice turn 1 play for him as well. So and then we got activate main limit 1 for 1 blue. If your leader is a blue Android card, you can play this card from your energy. So you can play it from your energy as well for one, which is still strong. So you can charge that and now Android's charged. Then you have the everyone being activate main once per turn if no player has a leader card on its front side, so basically both being awakened, and your opponent has 3 or more energy, then you get to give this 16k power and critical until start of your next main phase. So for 1 energy you can draw a card, and at turn 3 onwards, as long as you're both on 3 or more energy, or your opponent's for 3 or more energy, you get to have and you're both awakened, you get to have a 20k critical attacker in Gamma, which really didn't need, but they've got it. Then we've got some more tournament pack promos with green. So we got 1 for Turtles and 1 for the set, I think it's 15 Vegeta and Goku decks. So trying to support those, even though they're probably beyond hope at this point. So the green unisons for green Turtles being Great Apes and Gohan and Bloodlines. 1 cost 5k with 2 marker skills being a +2 and -5. The +2 is an activate main, where you add up to 1 4-star ball Parasitic Darkness from your deck to your hand, shuffle your deck, and place 1 card from your hand at the bottom of your deck. You don't get the plus off this, you just get a replace, so it's not great, and I haven't seen really any time a Turtles deck that plays the Zeno stuff and the 4-star ball. Then you have the -5, activate main until the start of your next main phase. You can activate Fruit of the Tree of Might from your hand without paying its energy cost, by discarding another card from your hand instead. So that's pretty good. If you can get to the -5 by just making your Fruit Tree of Mights free, and you can get loads of them. If you can accumulate loads of them and get this -5 off, you can put a lot of pressure, like up to 100k for almost free with your lead on a lead swing at double strike. That's pretty decent, but it's going to be hard to pull off, and it still doesn't seem worth running this. This doesn't seem like great support for the Turtles deck. And then we've got Vegeta Alliance Arrogance. It says 1-drop 4k, unique. Also, once per turn, if your leader is a green Vegeta card, when you play a green battle card with blocker or activate a green fill card with energy cost of 1, you draw a card. So nice bit of draw to get a bit of draw power from this. It should really have barrier though instead of unique. And maybe make the auto limit 1. That would have made more sense, because otherwise it's going to get easily removed. And we got activate main once per turn for 1 green. If your leader is a green card and you have a filled extra card in your battle area, and it's 1 green Great Ape card with energy cost of 4 or less and blocker from your drop to your hand. It would be better to switch from deck, but still it is what it is. And then we've got Kaioken Son Goku the Furious. Now this is a better one. That's not just for that that green Goku deck, but it's just a nice card and a very good one to partner with Deity's Wrath, because it's a 5 cost 15k critical. Also, when this card is played from your hand, your opponent discards 1 card from your hand. So by playing it, you're making your opponent discard. So that's 1 discard. Then with Deity's Wrath, it becomes a never one. And you can play this one for 1 by activate main, where I limit 1 by paying 1 if you have 1 green. If you have 3 or more mono green energy, play this card from your hand. So for 1 energy, you get play this card from your hand, make your opponent discard 1, then threaten with 50k crit, then sack it off for a Deity's Wrath to then swing and make your opponent discard 1. So that's a nice little pressure for hand control decks in that. Much appreciated. And the activate battle is once per turn by paying 1 green. This card gets 10k power for the battle and 10k power during the next turn. So essentially, if you want to use your free energy for that, you can make this a 25k crit that makes your opponent discard on play, then sack off for Deity's Wrath to make your opponent essentially lose 2 cards, pushing a 25k crit and never 20k swing as well, that's quite nice. Or just make it 15k crit and make it just 2 energy as well. So that's not too bad one. That's a nice one. And then we've got some more torrent promos. We got Hero, Mafuba Master, Great Apes and Gohan, Unstoppable Rampage, and Master Roshi's Demonic Vassal. So we got support for the World Tournament card deck in green, the yellow Flip Gohan, and then Garlic as well. So Mafuba Master is a 1-drop 4k. Permanent. When this card will be placed in the drop area, placed at the bottom of your deck instead. So yeah, it's always, well, as long as it's not getting warped, it's going to be guns at the bottom of your deck. It's got 2 activate main skills. First one is activate is a limit 1 for 1 green. If your leader is a World Tournament card, is the requirement. Choose 1 Earthling card in your opponent's battle area and play this card on top of it. And if you do, gain control of that card. Now there's not too many big Earthling cards or worth it Earthling cards to take control of, but still it's not too bad. For 1 energy, just take control of something. If your opponent's got something big, that's an Earthling. Just snatch it by putting this over it. And then you've got an activate main. Discard 1 card from your hand. Answer 1 Heroes Mafuba from your deck to your hand, and shuffle your deck and negate skill for the game. So similar to how we had the Roshi as well to get the full moon Kamehameha. Yeah, the full moon or max power Kamehameha kind of thing for it. You can do once per game. So that's quite interesting to help the the green World Martial Art stuff. Then we have Great Apes and Goku, Gohan, Unstoppable Rampage, unique double striker blocker, 2 autos, and it being a 4 cost 20k. First one is yellow. If your leader is a Great Apes and Gohan Youth card and you have 2 or more energy, when a yellow field extra card is placed in your battle area, add up to 1 card from your life to your hand, then play this card from your hand. And the other autos, when this card is removed from your battle area, by an opponent's skill, you get to play up to 1 Yellow Sun Gohan Youth with an energy cost of 1 from your deck to shuffle your deck. So that's not too bad. I don't know if the support's good for that, but it is what it is. We got support of it, so that's pretty decent nonetheless. And we got Master Roshi Demonic Vassal. Now this is one where it needs errata as well because they messed up the auto. So it's the Servant, 2 cost, and it's a 19k instead of a 10k one like the rest are. Auto is if your leader is a yellow Demon Clan card, look at up to 5 cards from top of your deck. Add up to 1 yellow Demon Clan card among them to your hand and shuffle your deck. I imagine bad I forgot to put when this card is played to look at the top to look up. So that's a nice one. When you play it, you get a look at top 5 to add a yellow Demon Clan among them to your hand. And it's got activate main, limit 1. If your leader is a yellow Demon Clan card, make your stars in your battle area, and you place 1 card from your hand at the bottom of your deck. Play this card from your hand in rest mode. So a nice way to any point when you want to use Overlord and just get some searching and draw, you can just drop this, which is quite cool. So I'll probably replace for my Garlic deck. I'll probably be replacing the Yamchas with a 4/4 copies of this. And then we have the other 2 before we go on to the reprint ones. So the black gets 2, and they get they're mainly for Supreme Card time and also for the Mechikabura deck. So we've got this SS Son Goku, Zeno Reflexive Strike being for the Supreme Card Time being a free cost 5k, overrun free with a counter. If your leader card is a black Supreme Card Time card, negate the counter skill and play this card. So why did they have to make it just for a Supreme Card Time? I don't think it would have been too busted given this to just any black deck. They could have had it for anyone. Like, it would have been a good one, but yeah, limited to Supreme Card Time. It's just, it could have been limited to, it could have been put to any black deck, just if your leader's black. That would have been nice. And then we got Activate Main Limit 1. If your leader is a black Supreme Card Time card, and you discard this card from your hand, look at up to 5 cards from your deck, and up to 1 black Goku Xeno or black Vegeta Xeno card among them to your hand, and shuffle your deck. And it doesn't have cost requirements as any Son Goku Xeno or black Vegeta Xeno, which is nice. And then it's got Activate Main, send this card to a Zoner's Warp. Note this has got to be from the battle area. You draw 2 cards and send 1 card from your hand to your Warp. So this is a card that's specifically for the black Supreme Card Time card deck, so it gives that deck a bit more support. And then we got Supreme Card Time Mastermind's Pawn. So this is a 10k servant, that's 4 cost. Also limit 1, when this card is played, you gain control of your opponent's battle card. Your opponent sends 1 card from the hand to the Warp, and then activate main for 1 black. If your leader card is a Mecha Cabera card and there are 2 or more Dark Dragon Ball cards in your drop, play this card from your hand, then place up to 2 Dark Dragon Ball cards from your deck to your drop, and then shuffle your deck. So it's a nice one that add a little bit of hand control with Mecha Cabera, while also making use of Servant with the black Mecha Cabera 1-drops as well of Overlord to give you maybe a bit more draw power if need be. Nice little option. Not sure if it's going to be good or not because I don't play Mecha Cabera. Then we go on to the reprints. So the reprints for this tournament pack is Son Gohan Steadfast Assistant and the 9-drop blue-green Hirudegan, the Recurring Nightmare. So Steadfast getting a reprint because it was a bit costly. I think the price has gone down now because not many people use it as much that I've seen in the lists. And then we got the 9-drop Hirudegan. We got the Hirudegan we got from the World Champ in this set as well. So it's nice to get. So the main SRs from the old green Hirudegan stuff from Draft Box 3 has been reprinted with the Hirudegan and one of the previous ones being the 6-drop. And then we get the winner pack ones. So we get 4 winners for this tournament pack, and the first 2 are SS Son Goten Hyperspeed Rush and the SS2 Son Gohan Trusted Will. These are interesting picks, but then there didn't seem like many that were the greatest in the set, but this is quite nice. I'll be trying to get this winner one for the cube for Goten, and this Gohan's gonna be a nice one for the blue skillness Gohan decks. And then the other 2 we got is the Kaigen Son Goku Rough Furious and SS Son Goku Zeno Reflective Strike. So they look quite nice, the art and stuff like that, the winner stamps, like a lot better than some of the old ones we've got. But there are some odd choices, but then there wasn't much choice with the TPs. There's not many chase ones or generically good ones in there. And then we got the God Rare. We got the God Rare revealed, and this is the God Rare, much to people's disappointment that I've seen online, between a lot of people wanted it to be Vegeta, even though that's a Zeno card, and Zeno cards aren't as popular among the player base or the collector base. And the other one, which people mainly thought was going to be being the Goku Secret Rare for Set 1, the God Rare was actually given to Bardock or not the Legend, which makes sense because it's there are 3 Secret Rares in this set, 1 being made for the set for the first ever set, and the other 2, 1 being a Zeno card, which is, as I said, isn't much loved or liked or known about in the player base collector base, and Bardock being the only ever Secret Rare for this actual set that was a proper candidate. So a lot of people thought it was going to be Goku because it's the first ever set, but then it was a Secret Rare for Set 1, not this set, and they got rares for this set, so it made sense that it was going to be Bardock. And yeah, I think some people are disappointed with it, but the art looks amazing. This is a high definition pick, and it looks very, very nice. Like, I'm not sure if I would try to get this or play it or the Secret Rare in general, but it does look like a really nice. It's a better looking God Rare than the Vegeta, at least. Like, is how I feel. And that is it for all the reveals. That is all the reveals for sets. So then we go on to the last 2 weeks of the Webcam Locals, their results. So for last week, these are results. We had 10 people last week with U7 Goku taking it. Shimon winning, going 4-0 with U7 Goku. Then going down, we had U7 Goku, Nathan from, oh no, not Nathan, Nick, sorry, I get a CN, I see Nathan, but yeah, Nick from the Northeast Kais coming third with SS Bardock, Big O coming in fourth with Slug Mill, then after that we got Peter Dance and Corner Mill, Aratorum on Geneva Mill, Josh from Team Deck Planet on Blue Bojack, then we got the Castman Brothers going Reboot Mass Saiyan with Francesco, Max on his blue red launch dropping, and then Giovanni with his blue green boo dropping as well. So that was for the week before last week's. Then for this week's results, we had a good 12 people, 3 brand new peoples. Congrats to Porg, Gleeps, and Steven for their first webcam locals. I think they enjoyed it. I hope they enjoyed it. I hope they come back for more. And for this one, I ended up taking it with my King Curl deck going forward. I'll have the upload of the games on my tomorrow, so if you want to check out, look out for that. And in second place we had Josh with his Blue Beerus, Shimon, who won the SSG Trunks winner, because it was only 4 people had played in the last, because to have a chance to win it, you have to play in the last 4 events and then play in this one. And the only ones to qualify for that were Shimon, Aratorum, Alika, and Big O. And Shimon being the highest place is the one who took it due to tiebreakers, because he did finish the same record as Aratorum. But he had a bit better tiebreakers in the fact that he played against Josh and lost to Josh, who came second. And then we got Aratorum with Finn in 4th, Max in 5th with Green Gotenks, Alika in 6th with U7 Goku, Porg with his SSG Trunks in 7th, Dan the Man with Zeno Sin in 8th, Gleeps for his first event, as well Porg for his first event, Gleeps coming in 9th with Skin Piccolo going 3-1 in his first one, Peter Dance going 3-1, 1-3 with Baby, or Blue Baby, Big O coming down, all the way down 1-3, getting very unlucky with his signature Blue Bojack, and then Steven going 0-4 with Chip Q. But congrats on the guys who joined for the first time, hope they enjoyed it. And that is all the news from this week. So once again, I know it's been a long one because it has been a double feature. I'll make sure to note that in the title and stuff. But thank you for watching. If you have watched all the way through to see all the reveals from the last 2 weeks and the webcam local results for this week and last. Once again, thank you for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.